Season 3 of Chefs and Deliciousness starts right now. Woo!
And here we are back in the edition for the Trey's Chow Live on Friday. Hey guys.
How you doing?
Good. I'm really happy to have y'all here.
Happy to be here.
In the house, we got Dayne and Ashley of Dayne's Craft Bar. How come it wasn't Dayne and Ashley's Craft Barbecue? Because as much as you put in up there.
That's a good point. I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's too much of a mouthful.
Didn't look as good that way.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to talk about y'all in a minute. I want to talk about some current events first. Dirty Bones opened up 2 weeks ago in off 7th Street, and we were there last night. It's absolutely phenomenal. They've got good chow, bar grub. They've got these dirty tots they got chili on them. I mean, it was just they're really good. They're cooked perfect. Sometimes tots are mushy. Mm-hmm. These were cooked just right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got great French fries. They have a French fries custom made for them that have a coating on there.
Yeah,
man, they were good.
They're right down the street from us too.
Yeah, and the prices are good. The happy hour prices are like, if you want to, all you can eat wings for $18. All you can eat. There's no cap, and then like $3 drinks. Wells, I mean, it's a great deal.
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
They need.
Yeah.
No, really. Yeah.
I'm a wing person. Yeah. Like I don't waste any of the meat.
Yeah. Yeah. They have tons of flavors, and they're all made in house. Yeah, you'll like
nice.
them. Yeah. They brought me wings yesterday they were gold plated.
Huh. Really?
It's a new thing now.
Was that special for you? Or?
No, they sell them.
Wow.
Jeez.
And then Zalant Pizza opened up their new place in Arlington over by the ballpark. I'm excited to go over there. They've got a new Nashville hot chicken pizza they just debuted this week. I'm going to check it out today at lunch.
Nice. We expect some feedback on that. You know,
Zalant, I don't know if you know, but I had them on the show. Have you done the roulette pizza?
No.
They're right down the street from us too, so sometimes I'll ask somebody to come go over there and bring me a
So
pizza.
you've had it then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
A lot.
Yeah.
Not the roulette one though. Yeah, I'm not that risky. I don't want to. I don't love spicy stuff the way some people do.
You know, we had them on the show, and we actually had it on the spinner. We actually spun the pizza. Nobody knew, and the owner, Con, got the piece. He was talking. He was like,
yeah, that would put me out, man.
The director of operations said, "Oh my God, I'm glad I didn't get it."
Yeah.
And our best barbecue list of 2020 comes out the next week or two, and I'm really excited about that. We spent 15 months, and this time I included my best in Houston, Austin, Waco. I mean, I had so much time this year to travel, and people kept asking me, because we have so many people that live here or that live in Austin that come here, or that live here go to Austin, Houston. So nice. it was I really enjoyed it. Met a lot of good people.
Awesome.
And then our new worldwide show started. I don't know if y'all have seen that yet, but my first guest was a guy that's been on Chopped and been on Cooking Channel and Food Network, and now he's got it hosted. And he's been on Netflix, and now he's hosting a new series, Food Network series about cooking with cannabis on Discovery Plus. Comes out. In fact, it debuts in a few like 5 or 6 days. So that was a great show. I'm talking to chefs all over the world, and he was my first chef. He was in Arizona, and it's fantastic. So we're going this show, then we got the worldwide show, which I'm really excited about.
Cool.
Thank you.
So all right, so let's get busy.
Yeah.
Dayne and Ashley. So first of all, how'd you two meet?
Oh, I was just the pretty receptionist, and he was a hopeless romantic car salesman.
Yeah, it was that Mack Churchill Acura. So yeah, I went there and I got a job selling cars, and she was the receptionist and just pretty little thing up there and yeah, so
I see the way you look at her. He does look at you. I mean, that's awesome.
People have pointed that out.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, people talk about the way when they catch him looking at me. So I never catch him, in the moment, but I know what they're talking about. He's really good at eye contact. And,
that's important.
Yeah,
that's really important.
Yeah, for sure.
So Mac was a friend of Mac was a friend of my dad's, a friend of mine. I love Mac.
Really?
I know it's not there anymore, but know him well.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
Yeah, he had a great dealership over there. He had a samurai big suit or something in there, right?
Yes. Yeah,
it was like $1 million
It was
something.
a real, genuine samurai suit of armor.
Yeah.
It was right behind my desk. It was crazy. I was like, how does this? I mean, it is obviously very cool, but like, how does it fit in with our decor? And I guess it doesn't have to because it's a samurai suit.
No, it was very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
It was a piece of art. I mean, there's very few of those left in the world. I mean, it was crazy.
It was in a
That's
glass
when you know you've
case.
made it.
Yeah.
You can get the samurai
Buy
suit.
an authentic.
When you absolutely have everything you want, you need to go buy a samurai suit.
Yeah.
Well, another
You catch me like sneaking in there in the middle of the night, putting it on.
That's funny. That would not be a bad idea. So y'all met. So that's where you met. You were in receptionist, and you were delivering pack. Or no, you were car salesman.
Yeah, yeah. I was selling cars, and I wasn't the greatest at that because you have to kind of not be fully honest all the time, and I'm not the greatest at that. I'm a little too honest sometimes.
Well, no, hang on. Or you have to be passionate about it.
Yeah.
There's a difference, and you weren't passionate about that, and it makes a big difference in what you do is if you're passionate or not.
Yeah.
That's why you're sitting in those chairs.
I was about to say.
sure.
I can tell if someone's passionate. If you're not passionate about something, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I put that all the time on my social media. If you're not passionate, love what you do, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
And people say, well, it's easy for you to say. It's not easy. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I mean, it's that
It's
simple.
not easy by
Yeah.
any means.
No.
but it's possible.
Yeah, I lasted about 6 months in that job, and then I was like, I'm just going to go back to delivering pizza.
Yeah.
So, I made better money delivering pizza, too, so it wasn't...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, selling cars is a rough game, man, especially
Yeah.
now with the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, so where did y'all meet? Let's start there. After you meet, were you both born here in Fort Worth?
I was. He's a military brat. His mom was in
Okay.
the Air Force, and so he's literally been all over the world. I stayed here waiting for him to come find me.
So before y'all met, you were traveling, and you're in Fort Worth. Okay.
Yeah, so most of my life I lived overseas. So my mom was in the Air Force, so we lived in England, Italy, Japan, and then I lived in California and Colorado.
That's awesome.
After my first year in college, I moved here, and then we met several years after that.
Talk about food experiences. Where you were was a lot of different food experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, totally different from everywhere. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, Japan was my favorite for sure.
Yeah, I bet,
mean,
yeah.
for food and just
Yeah.
the culture and everything like that was just something that's. I don't remember when we lived in Italy. I was 3, so
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of.
You missed some good food then.
Yeah, no,
And
for
bread.
sure. Yeah,
and
we lived
butter.
on the island of Sardinia too.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was definitely. It was not mainstream Italy. It was like,
Right.
yeah, it
Old
was-
school.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So
That's neat. So when did you start getting into the barbecue phase? But obviously not till you got back in from overseas.
yeah, so we actually got into it when we got a house together in Saginaw.
Okay, that was the first
And
time.
yeah, it was kind of the first time that I could have a grill and just start messing with it, because we lived in apartments before that, so it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
have a grill set up or whatever.
Well,
And
nowadays
so-
they really they'll come around and tell you to turn it off or take it from you.
Yeah.
I've watched them.
yeah, and we didn't have a big enough space to have parties, but then we had a house, and so we're like, hey, everybody
Awesome
come
backyard.
over, like I'm gonna make some ribs or
I
whatever.
love that
and
story about you
that's
smoking briskets for nobody.
Yeah, that's what was happening.
That's basically-
Like,
yeah,
this is expensive.
It started as just like a rack of ribs on a little kettle grill.
Right.
And then I got a Weber Smoky Mountain, which is your little R2D2
Right.
looking deal. And I used that for about a year. And then Ashley actually got me a offset smoker.
Big difference.
A
Big
custom
difference.
made one, yeah, because I would always tell her I really want to do like real Texas barbecue with the offset smoker and stay up all night with it and like so I want to do it
Yep.
like the authentic way. And that was probably about 4.5 years ago that she got me that.
It was huge to us at the time, but it was just a 250 gallons. No, it was smaller than that.
No, it's like a 150 gallon.
Now it looks like
thing.
tiny, but at the time
you
we were
still
like,
have it, right?
Oh yeah, we
Don't
still
get rid of it.
Yeah, that's what I
I
said.
could
No.
put, I
We
could put,
considered
like
selling
four-
it, and I was like,
four
this is where it all
briskets on it.
started.
It could hold like 4 briskets or
Yeah.
something like that. And but yeah,
Now
it,
it's just a cute little thing.
yeah, it didn't cook the best. I mean, it kind of, I had to be out there every 10, 15 minutes messing with something or opening something up. And
Probably drove you crazy, didn't it?
yeah. Just,
So you but did you have the bug before 4 years? Did you have when did you start thinking about it? I mean, you said you couldn't cook it before, but did you start going out eating a lot, or did you have the bug before that? Not just when you moved into your house, obviously.
I didn't really get the bug from eating a lot of barbecue. It was just from the process of making it and perfecting it. I really wanted to just make it the best I could, and then I started eating at barbecue places kind of after I started cooking
Okay.
it, which was kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, I always ate barbecue, but I wasn't out there going to all the big name places.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who they were. I mean, I kind of learned that afterwards.
Well, to get barbecue, you got to, so I don't do that either. I go to all the places. I don't care how small, how big. The ones they don't talk about, go to those too, because it's just different experiences. And believe it or not, you can find, like I was in a place in Dallas, it never makes any list, but I walked in there and he had all these pictures. I mean, he had 100 pictures with Steve Harvey and Kevin Hart, all these people in there, and his ribs were incredible.
Yeah.
But you just don't hear people talking about him. So you've got to go everywhere. Not just sometimes the big guys get all the kudos, which they should. They're good at it. But I like to go to all the places.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's a lot of really hardworking people in barbecue that don't get the light that they should.
Yeah.
And they've been working really hard for years and years and years because they love it. And so go out to any little barbecue place you find. It's good to stop by and see, but sometimes you never know what you're going to get.
No, you don't.
It could be
It's a
really
gamble.
good. Or someone
That's
said
okay, though.
there's
That's
also
okay.
a lot of bad barbecue out there. Yeah, but,
Yeah, there is. That's the truth.
Sauce and bread. You can eat it with sauce and bread.
Got to have sauce.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, it's funny. A guy sent me a deal. It was A1 steak sauce was invented during the Civil War, and I posted on my deal the other night. Did you see it?
I've seen that meme though.
Oh my God! He said, "Man, it's the year circled is during the Civil War," and I got thinking, well, it's funny, but back then, meat didn't taste very well, especially if you're hauling across, whatever you were doing or cooking on. So I'm sure that was invented for a reason.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Meant to make it palatable, right?
And they used to just like salt pork, like they would just like heavily salt it and then boil it so to get all the salt back out of it because it was just too salty. Like they cure it and keep it on them in their packs and they boil it up. I got really nerdy into like pre-Civil War like food.
Oh, that's
stuff.
cool.
Like,
did you really?
There's like a YouTube channel where like it's just like old recipes from like the 1700s.
That's
and
interesting.
stuff like that. Yeah, and just
They really had to make do with what they had, though, didn't they?
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So you said you bought him that smoker. How'd you know what smoker to buy him?
Listening, I would just
okay.
probed, like, what'd you say that's called? An offset, and write it down in my phone. Okay, offset. I actually, there was a guy, because I was searching on Facebook for someone that makes them, and the guy popped up as a recommendation in Azel, and I wish I could remember his name because I wanted to contact him later whenever he was actually making moves and be like, hey, you helped. This is where it all started.
Yeah.
I cannot remember his name, and I can't find the title that he wrote up, but I just said, do these words make sense to you? Offset and with these dimensions of a firebox. I was like, yeah. So I just like, I had to listen. I had to like literally say, if your ideal smoker, if you could create it yourself, how many inches thick would it be? And he's just like, he didn't even question it. Oh, definitely this, and just gave me all the details I needed. And so it came together pretty quickly.
But you know what? That's a great wife. Well, you weren't married at that time.
We weren't married yet.
That's a great because
she
a lot
surprised me for Christmas.
Yeah.
a lot of people wouldn't go to that
present.
trouble. I mean, that much trouble. I mean, anybody go buy some stuff. That's that you realize his passion and what he wanted to do.
And it was like $1,200 or $1,400 or something, which was a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Still a lot of money.
That's back when I made money. Like I had a job.
You have a job.
I do have a job.
You work your butt off in a food trailer.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
Yeah.
I've seen people 30 deep in that thing.
Yeah.
Stand there just going. And it's funny, if you're in the back of the line, you can watch. One time I tried to take a picture, but people are kind of weird now, so I don't want to ever offend anybody, but some people going, Dan, come on. I know they're thinking, come on, man, move the line, man, come on.
Yeah.
But they all wait.
Yeah. I see it too. Like as I'm taking orders and talking to people, I'm also assessing the line, and we've actually really nailed down our wait times in the past 3-4 weeks or so since we've been open 3 days a week. We've really found our groove, and I think the longest wait time we had on a busy Saturday was like 8 minutes, right?
Yeah, last week
it was awesome,
but it was a little weird flow because of Easter. But I think the longest wait time after you place your order was like 8 minutes.
Were you in a bunny costume back there? No. I can't believe you didn't do that.
I tried to convince him.
maybe get me out there on the street.
Yeah, waving people in.
Yeah.
Spinning a sign or something.
I used to do that. I used to be getting when we had our ice cream at Dairy Queen's day, I used to get in a big cow suit with udders.
Really?
And I'd jump out in the corner and swing the udders. It was fun.
Why is that not even hard for me to picture?
I had a great time doing it. And people would come in because of that. They'd be
Yeah.
laughing.
Yeah.
People want to be entertained, right?
Yeah,
The
for
monotony
sure.
that you, especially now.
Yeah.
Good gosh.
Yeah.
So, actually, when he first started cooking, what's the worst experience you can remember? Like, did he ever bring you something that was like, oh my God, I can't eat it, it was too tough? Or like when he first started?
Honestly, no. The thing that stands out, so his product was always phenomenal, and that's why I trusted my gut sinking money into it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, even if he just does this as a hobby, if he never goes and opens a business or goes to competitions, like he's happy when he's doing it. He's producing awesome food. He makes other people happy, which makes him happy again, you know.
Right.
But the worst I can remember is he was just dog tired, and it's back on the older smoker that didn't really hold
Yeah.
a consistent temperature. So he had a digital thermometer in there, and every time it would dip below like whatever.
Yeah,
250.
there was a range where you could set it and it would alert you if it went over or under.
Okay.
And he was jumping up every 5, 10, 15 minutes going to check it. And it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had been resting a little bit. And he was like, can you take a couple hour shift and let me get some rest? And I was like, yeah, I'll definitely do that. I regretted it so hard. I felt like I was laying on the couch so I could just jump out in the front yard and mess with it. And it was terrible. I was cranky. My head was hurting. And I was like, all right, I don't know why you look forward to this every weekend because this is just making me I'm exhausted. I'm irritable. And that was only 3 or 4 hours of it in the early morning. Now he pulls all-nighters on a regular basis
Because that was his passion. You have passion for his passion.
Exactly.
But to do for him is not
Not
you
the
don't
same.
Want to, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
No, that's
I want to
understandable.
support him. I'm passionate about supporting him,
Right.
believing in him, not as passionate about putting a log in a firebox at 5 a.m.
But that's what makes it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you open the door all the time, the heat goes up and down.
Yep.
Well, he told me when I have to open the door. He was like, sometimes it gets too hot, and that's the thermometer would go off again. And I got to open it up a little bit, and then I got to go close it. And
Yeah.
I've familiarized myself enough with the smoker where if he's like, go check the temperature or throw a log on or make sure that everything's running smoothly, I can do that. But on these new ones, I can't even open the doors. They're so heavy and they're tall, and I just don't mess with that.
I watched those guys over last weekend when we did a photo shoot at Terry Black's, and I watched those guys over there work those 5 humongous locomotive looking offset smokers.
It's a workout.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it is
Lifting weights literally every time you check on your food.
They are, you know, and what was amazing to me was when they opened up, I couldn't figure out how they were going to train this guy. And you know, I started talking to him and spent a lot of time with him. They actually started him in Austin. He worked in Austin for 3 or 4 years before they moved him up here. They weren't. I mean, so he was ready to go before he even got here, which was then I understood. Then I understood how they because you have to have consistency.
Yeah.
Because to try to train somebody on a smoker, on an offset smoker, and be on the job is very, you know, it takes a long time to learn that.
Yeah.
It's definitely a huge learning curve. That's one of the things that makes it really difficult to grow quickly is because it's not something that you can just like it's experience and how things feel and how to work the smoker, how to get it to perform the way you want it to at the times you need it to. You know, like there's certain times where you need that fire going, and if you don't know how to make that happen, choose the right logs or just kind of work the fire and set it up the right way, you know, it can really kind of mess up that whole process.
It's an art.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's an art. I don't know any way to describe it. So when did you decide? Were you part of the decision to open up your place, or did you decide I want to do it? How did that work? Did y'all discuss it? Or?
I bought an LLC and said, now you have to.
Oh, because you were tired of spending money and I remember the story now. Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
Well, that was always the dream. I mean, probably 4 years ago is kind of when I started. Almost exactly 4 years ago is when I started telling people that I was going to have a barbecue place in Fort Worth, and it was a really. People kind of look at me like, sure you are. You know?
Yeah.
All the time.
Everybody's always a doubter or a hater. I promise you they're out there everywhere.
Yeah. But there was actually, I was really proud of this picture. And now when I look back, I'm not very proud of that picture.
You should be always proud of somewhere you came from, always.
Yeah. But there was a big guy on Instagram that was called Barbecue Beast. And he had like 100,000 followers or something, and he shared my picture. I reached out to him. I said, hey, like, I'm planning on opening in Fort Worth one day, and he shared it and said, you know, he has plans to open a food truck in Fort Worth, and that was 4 years ago. Yeah, and
That's
so
awesome.
We really, and then it was a year later before I ever even sold barbecue. Like, for that year, I was just like, any catering party I could find, or baby shower, birthday, I'm like, I'm on it. I'm bringing a brisket, you know, or
We got
I'm
to be
forcing it.
real friendly with our across the street neighbor because
Yeah.
they got a lot of leftovers. Like, here, we gifted this to
They
you.
probably have you still lived there, or did you move from
No,
there?
we moved, but he reaches out every now and then. He actually was letting us know a couple months ago that our old house was available and trying to get us to move back.
So it
I
is
bet
cool
so.
to look back and see that we've really stayed on the course that we always had envisioned. So
You know what makes you successful? Very simple thing: kicking the can. You keep kicking the can. My granddad said, "Kick it till your toes bleed. Just don't
Yeah.
stop."
And no, that's what I always tell people. It's just I've done one thing every day to lead me towards that goal, and not every day is perfect. You know, not every day I do exactly what I need
it's
to
called
do.
learning.
But,
You never stop learning.
yeah, as long as you wake up the next day and you're prepared to continue towards your goals.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a point in my life where I don't know if I always believed that, you know, but now I do. You know, I know that if you really make it a priority to do what you're setting out to do, that you can make it happen. So that's one thing that this has
And you
really
have help.
improved and learned. Yeah, absolutely. I've got such a support group. You know, I mean, Ashley has supported me the whole way. We've got Thomas, who's our pitmaster now. He's been with us for 2 years. He was a customer. Actually, our two main guys that work with us were customers. So Thomas was a customer. He came to a pop-up. He loved the food. I said, hey, you know, for us to scale this up, I'm going to need somebody to kind of come in and help me do this. And that was a little more than 2 years ago. And we haven't not cooked together since, basically.
You know, that's not an uncommon story. As I travel around the state and talk to barbecue people, there's a lot of people that get their employee stuff from them coming in and eating.
Well,
Isn't that
because
crazy?
you know that person, like if they are that admiring of your product that they want to stick around and talk to you and pick your brain and hang out with you and watch how you do it, they share the same passion as you. Like you were saying, if you're not passionate about it, it's just a job and they'll quit eventually. But that's why we've been slow to hire staff because we want to make sure that we all have that same center driving force, which is the passion for what we're putting out there. And Thomas brought his whole family with him. His parents are out there every weekend running food for us and picking up trash, and they're the friendliest people in the world.
Oh, is that who's the last 2 times I've been here? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
so Nancy and
Yeah.
John,
That's awesome.
they're amazing, and they're so good with our customers, and people recognize us by our brand, and they're part of our brand. So we're really grateful for all the Levin family.
Yeah,
And I do like the logo too. Y'all branded. Y'all started off right. When you the first day you opened up, what was it? Was it an awesome feeling when you first opened up the very first day?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
The wrap on the trailer. They did a great job on that.
Yeah.
Actually, the guy who designed our logo designed the trailer and everything, and so we just love it. Yeah, it's just it like puts a pretty big statement out there, you know. So yeah, it's
Well,
just,
before
it's really
I'm trying to
cool.
remember. Before the trailer, you know, it seemed like it's been a million years, but it hasn't been. Before the trailer, you didn't have. What were you? What
we
were
were
you
doing pop-ups.
Yeah,
We would literally.
But when I would come,
Well, we
when I
were-
came
Oh,
to
at
Lowe's,
Lola's, we
oh,
were
you
where the
using-
old barbecue place.
That's right. You
used
were
to
using
be.
the shack, the
Yeah.
little deal. Okay, I remember now. Okay,
Yeah.
it took me a second
Yeah.
because it seems like it's been 10 years, but it hasn't been. It's been very short.
I feel like it's been forever since.
Yeah,
we've
it was
been
an
there,
old
but-
bar. They
That's
used
right.
to it
That's
was
right.
an
On the-
extra
in the
bar
corner
they
over
had
there,
on
yeah.
the back side of Lola's,
Yeah.
and so yeah, we were crammed in there doing every
Tiny
little thing
space.
in
I
there.
don't know
Yeah.
how we were.
Y'all were all sweating that day.
Always
That first time.
sweating.
Yeah, I
So
was there.
and people were like, "Why don't you do more days?" It's like we can't in that little space, you know. And
Yeah.
so yeah, getting the trailer really helped us expand and do more days, and we're already feeling the pressure of needing more space.
Yeah, that's
but-
you know what? That's a good thing though.
Yeah.
So what is now that you've had some time to to think about this? What is your favorite thing about the business?
Just the people, you know, just interacting with the people and the joy that people have when they've tried the best barbecue. They say, this is the best barbecue I've ever had. I didn't know it could be good like this, and kind of makes it all worth it. And the relationships you develop, you know, I mean, we become close. You know, there's a lot of people that are now I call great friends that, you know, I just didn't know. And through barbecue, I wouldn't know these people.
Nothing
And
brings people
of
closer together than a good story and food. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. So, what's your favorite thing about it?
It's definitely still the people, but more the. I mean, I love our customers so much. I'm the face that they see.
I know you are,
and
yeah.
I just I have such a unique bond with so many people that I see every week, and I just look forward to talking to them and catching up with them. But I really loved seeing how all of the pitmasters from the entire, not just the state of Texas, but like literally the world. It's a worldwide community of people that share this passion for staying up all night and starting over when it's not perfect, and like just continuing grinding every single day. And they're just, you would think that in any field there's competition, but it's actually healthy competition between the people that we've met, because we've jumped in and helped out other barbecue joints when they need help, and they don't even think twice whenever we need a hand. And it's just so awesome. Like a lot of times whenever people come, they're like, oh, you still have food? I went to Panther City or Bricks and they told me to come here, and we do the same. Like if we run out, like, hey, try Panther City, like they might be sold out too, but it's worth trying. We always suggest,
I like Bricks a lot too. I like
too.
I like all three of those. I mean, and the thing is, like when I did my list this year, it is so difficult because you know what I mean. Everything is right there.
It's like a thin margin.
It's a super thin margin.
Yeah.
So when I do my list now, I try to highlight the different things that everybody offers.
Yeah.
Bricks, not only the dog, but I love the dog. But
we love him too.
Yeah, but I mean he's got some great stuff. His tacos and his chicken sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Was it a dank
sauce?
Yeah, dank sauce.
We actually just ordered some chicken sandwiches to go last Saturday when we were working.
It's undoubtedly the best chicken sandwich.
So good.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So it's a family, which is great.
Yeah. I feel like we've got a second family besides our blood family, and it's a really good feeling knowing that other people have our back.
Yeah, and people just know how hard it is. If you're putting out that good of food, they know what it takes to put out that good food
consistently.
You can taste when people cut corners.
Yeah,
and when people know, hey, this person's putting out this food. That you kind of earn people's respect by just putting in the work and putting in the effort, and that's why it's not as much of a competition, because people are like, hey, if you're willing to put in the work, I'm willing to tell you, how you can make it better, I do that with people
it's
too.
Not only that your food tastes good, it's the way you plate it and the colors you use, because like you talked about earlier about the Instagram photos. I mean, all your photos always pop. They're colorful, and the sides.
That's very intentional. We like, we really like the contrast, and people love posting our food on Instagram, and we do too. But I mean, it can taste great, but if the presentation isn't right, people aren't going to be able to look at that and say, that does look good.
No, I want to. You need to attract their attention now, especially now.
Yeah,
you've got to one up everybody, and that's okay. That's just what social media has done.
Yeah.
And I think the good thing about social media, while there are some bad things, the good things about social media are they make people more aware of food plating, and it makes the people on businesses more aware, so they can be better at what they do. To attract more customers.
Oh yeah,
or to stay on their game.
Yeah,
because we feel like we're selling not only the food but an experience, right?
Right.
Like we're at Lola's. You've got live music. You've got a big covered patio area, indoor outdoor seating, and then you get your food brought to you. And it's just a lot of people haven't seen it presented that way before, and they're just like, wow, so right off the bat they're impressed, and then when they taste it, and it just takes it up a notch there, and
so let's talk about the sides, because y'all offer a lot of sides real quick. Y'all aren't just a barbecue joint. What are your favorite sides that y'all produce that you create?
My favorite that I've put the most effort into has been our mac and cheese, because I've literally been working on that recipe for almost 3 years, and I've changed teeny tiny things about it over that course of those 3 years, but it was something just a little bit different every time, and I think I've finally nailed it.
And your corn is really good. What's on top of your corn?
There's the queso fresco, and then Flamin' Hot Cheeto dust, drizzle of crema, and then lime and cilantro.
That Flamin' Hot Cheeto dust has become popular.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you.
I put it on my mac and cheese.
Can I tell you something? Here we go. Here, Instagram, social media. Somebody started that, and then bam, it
took off.
Not only the color, but hell, everybody loves. If you don't like Flamin' Cheetos, I mean, there's something wrong with it. Cheetos are delicious.
Yeah.
You know why I don't eat them anymore? Because I can't eat one. I eat the whole bag, or I don't eat them at all.
That's why refined it to a dust.
So your corn, your mac and cheese, and then your...
And the first two to always sell out is always Frito Pie Beans. So those are slow-cooked pinto beans, and then we top them with another drizzle of crema, some shredded cheddar.
You're all about that crema, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. It's so good.
Chili cheese Fritos.
Chili cheese Fritos, yeah.
And then house-made candied jalapenos.
Which is a process. Yeah. Thomas does all of our pickling and candying, and it's... Man,
house-made candied jalapenos,
and they are.
I've had a lot of stuff from you. I didn't know you had that. I haven't.
Well, it's because they take so long. We have them on the menu once they're prepared, and we let them.
And then I go.
Yeah, they're in little souffle cups, 50 cents a cup, and they're just people are like, I want 10 cups. I'm like, okay.
That's one of the things that made it hard to get the line moving for a while. It's because we do so much garnishing with our sides. Like the corn gets 3 or 4 things on it.
Right. Uh-oh.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I thought it was you.
The mac and cheese gets toppings on it. I think the only thing is slaw and potato salad that we don't add something onto. So
and potato salad is the second.
It slows our roll a little bit, and so I can see why a lot of barbecue joints don't do that, but we pride ourselves in taking that extra step to really.
But you're also learning. Talking about that, you're also learning about your consistency. You're figuring out how to keep the line moving.
Yeah.
And what's working. We talked about that, which is very important. You're in tune to your business, which is here we go. It's a passion thing again.
Yeah.
Well,
luckily, we were a noon until sellout for every Saturday for a long time, and now we changed our hours to where we're 11 until sold out. And so it's kind of helped the flow a little bit. And so now we're not getting a huge crowd all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's kind of more sporadic. And so, it's a lot easier to turn the lines. But sometimes it's hard when you get 10 of these big platters back to back to back, all for here. And then it's just, it's
you only have so much room in there.
Yeah.
You only have so many hands.
Yeah. And people are like, why don't you just make a bunch of them at the same time? It's like,
doesn't work that way.
There's only so much room, and then stuff gets cold. So we try to take it one platter at a time and just and
that way nothing gets looked over. Everybody, gets to see it before it goes out to make sure that we didn't forget anything. And
quality.
It's most important to us. Even if it takes a little bit longer, I'd rather it take a little bit longer and you be totally satisfied with everything you're eating than it be super quick out the door and your food's cold.
Right. Yeah. Or you have problems. Yeah.
Me and Thomas, my pitmaster, we always say if it makes it better, we got to do it.
Yeah.
It's just. It's extra little steps like that set you apart.
Sure,
and
that's why you do it.
Yeah,
that's why you keep moving up, propelling forward, right?
Yeah, we're brining our turkeys, and we're brining our pork butts for a little while, and just all these little extra steps that just it'd be a lot easier if we didn't do it. It would save a lot of time and a lot of labor, and just. But that's our goal is if it makes it better, we're going to do it.
It's helped because our newest employee, his name is Chris, and he's worked in a kitchen before. And I worked in a kitchen, but I was just a key manager and a server. I didn't chop things, and he has experience with that. So the things that used to take me 10, 15 minutes to chop out, he can bust out in a minute or two, and it's prepped, So that's something that's helping us just work more efficiently.
Sure.
Yeah.
Especially in the size of the trailer that size.
Yeah.
While it does look big, it's still, when you start getting 4 people in there, there's not very much room.
That's what we were talking about. When we first got in the trailer, I was like, we got a mansion. This is huge. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody needs to come out.
We've been rolling with 5 people during service when it's really busy, and that's why we've been able to turn a really good line, is because we have Ashley's on the cashier, I'll be on the board, then we'll have 3 people helping us put the platters together, put to-goes together, and so it's
literally an assembly line. We stay in our position, and the only person running around really is the side guys if they need more garnishing or if they need to reach and grab it to go. But it's me, Dane.
That's awesome.
We have a guy that helps us also named Ryan, and then Chris and Thomas. And Thomas is the final overseer to make sure everything's beautiful, and then puts it out the window.
The great thing is you're able to facilitate all this in a manner to where it's consistent, all the same.
Yeah.
Where people get into trouble is they get backlogged in their mind, they get overrun with people, and they don't have a way to facilitate it. And you manage to figure that out.
Yeah. We're just one ticket at a time. Just focus on Dane's doing the meats, do the meat for this tray, move on to the next one. Don't look ahead. I have to try and look ahead to keep up with our inventory because sometimes our numbers kind of get off because our our credit card processor is also our food inventory, and it doesn't tell us when we're running out. So I have to kind of like mentally,
go look at everything.
Yeah, and just kind of do like, hold 1 second, I'm gonna do an inventory check, kind of see where we're at, and then I say, okay, we're fine, carry on.
That's one of the hardest parts when you get 15 tickets down.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, can we sell
Yeah.
ribs? Like, I don't know. Let's start and so it's just.
I literally made a sign to put in front of the window that says, doing an inventory check, be back in a jiff.
Oh, that's awesome.
And people are so understanding. They're like, I don't want to buy something you don't have.
Yeah, because we're like, we don't know when your ticket comes around. We may or may not have it, depending on how heavy-handed I am on the board. Sometimes, like especially with ribs, it's like if you order a half pound, usually you're getting more because.
Can't cut a rib bone in half.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, so,
they're gonna come out. You're gonna round up.
So
you've become quite the sausage expert. I want to talk about this in a minute.
Yeah,
your sausages, and we've got some. We're gonna bring them in a minute, but you fell in love with sausage. I guess you watching. I just through reading all your stuff and talking to you a bit in there. You fell in love with making sausage.
Yeah. Actually, I guess it's almost been 3 years since the first time I made sausage. And it's funny that you mentioned Trevor from Bricks Barbecue, because me and him were kind of coming up at the same time, and he bought a grinder and I bought a stuffer, and we were like, let's just figure this thing out. And so I went over to his place and we just started messing with it and just figuring it out. I actually took a sausage class with Sean Eagle from Bet the House up in Denton.
Oh yeah.
I think they've closed down by now. But yeah, he helped me kind of get the ball rolling on that, and I just kind of took it from there and took it to another level. Yeah,
you did, because the other day I posted something on my food sites. It was a little, like a month or so, maybe, or it was one of the holidays. You had a whole bunch of different sausage. Oh, it was for Texas holiday.
That's
Texas Independence Day. We did 6 sausages over Texas.
Yeah, what were those flavors?
We did. So it was 6 sausages that represented countries that had governed over Texas. So we did paella boudin, which was for Spain, and then we did our beefy Texan for Texas. Right. Did our Monkeytown Fuego, which is like fire roasted Fresno peppers and Oaxaca cheese.
That's our special this weekend.
That's from Mexico, and then we did chicken cordon bleu sausage for France. And then we did a pecan pie, and what was the other one we did? It was
You did a pecan pie sausage?
Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
So good.
It
was that good?
Yes.
It was really good. It depends
surprised.
on if you want sweetness out of your sausage, I guess.
Well, it reminded me of
when you said you took it to a whole new level, you did take it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like a sweet maple breakfast link. It was really
It tasted
good.
just like a pecan pie, but
in a sausage.
I don't know if that's what I want for my pork sausage necessarily. But yeah. We didn't stop to think if we should do it. We were just like, yeah, we can do it.
Hey,
so
that's all right. That's all right.
But,
hey, we're gonna play a little spot right here, right now. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Don't move, and we're gonna break some sausage and let y'all see some sausage Dayne's been working on. Hi, I'm Trey Chapman, publisher of Trey's Chowdown and host of Trey's Chowdown Live, a weekly TV show and radio podcast highlighting chefs, restaurants, and deliciousness. The restaurant and service industry is in big trouble due to COVID-19, and they could really use your help. While restaurants and service operations may look normal, they are far from normal. So many restaurants, food trucks, burger spots, barbecue joints, bars, and taverns are literally going broke by the hour and might get worse. So I'm asking everyone to help out the simplest way they can, and that is to please buy and shop local. Whether you're dining in, taking out, or get delivery, you are helping out your local businesses tremendously. Mom and pop owners, chefs, restaurants, and all of our service folks will be so very thankful that you're helping in this difficult time. Oh, and be generous on the gratuity when possible. Thank you so much, and thanks for supporting local. That supporting local spot was super important to me, because at the time I made it, was people were just starving to death.
Yeah.
So here we have these sides. We're back, and these sides look absolutely phenomenal. I want to talk about these sides. And y'all can see these sides in the camera here. I'm gonna move them to the side here like this so we get a little better view. So I actually talk about the sides. Let's tell everybody about them.
Okay, so we'll just start with the potato salad. most of everything that I make is based on my own personal preferences.
Right.
And so I don't like mustard. And I know that mustard potato salad is big, but I just, if I'm going to be making it and testing it, I have to like it to know if anybody else is going to.
That's okay.
So I did a mayo and sour cream based potato salad, and we actually chop up fresh dill and put it in there, and it kind of gives it like a fresher flavor.
I love dill. Yes,
Me
I
too.
love dill.
It makes it taste like a lot fresher. A little ranch seasoning, and then it's basically a loaded baked potato without the bacon. I used to put bacon in it, but we actually surprisingly have a lot of vegetarian customers, and so I wanted to make sure that they weren't limited to our side.
That's awesome.
Why we used to mix the bacon in with the mac and cheese also, but now we do it as a topping so you can get it without. So
That's awesome.
So that's the potato salad, and it's usually the first or second one gone, besides our Frito Pie Beans. Next, this is one we usually don't run out of the.
I love that one. I've had that.
That's a
several times.
fan favorite. So we make a lot of that one. So it's rare that we run out of it early on. But this is our Flamin' Hot street corn. It's not actually flamin' hot. I have to specify. It has a little heat, just the corn, but we call it Flamin' Hot because of the Flamin' Hot Cheeto dust on top.
It's funny
So.
when you say flaming hot, people are scared.
People
to death.
are worried. They're like, how
Especially with all the hot stuff
flaming
now on the internet.
hot is it a hot?
Yeah.
I was like, it's really not. I mean, I put crushed red pepper in it, and that's about it.
And this one right here.
This is kind of like a collaboration of mine and Dayne's tastes together. So I had kind of a general idea of what the base of a coleslaw should be.
Right.
So and then the dressing is more sweet. It's got honey, apple cider vinegar, poppy seeds, and we actually shred make matchstick apples. So it's crisp apple slaw.
Oh.
And there's also slivered toasted almonds and dried cranberries. So
I've not tried. I bet that's delicious.
It's really good. Actually, I always suggest when people order a pulled pork sandwich, just put a little scoop on top, and we don't charge them. We just throw it on there, or put it in a tortilla with a little slaw, and it's just phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
So you don't plan on taking that home, right?
It's all yours.
Okay,
all
good.
yours.
All right, good.
I brought you lids too. So.
Good. Okay, so we're going to set this aside here, and then Dayne's going to cut his sausage. We're going to talk about sausage in a minute, which I'm excited about. We're going to set that right there. It's probably going to twirl. It's so funny. It twirls itself. Look at that. So funny. All right, Dayne. Let's just put this over here where we can see this right here in the.
Cool.
All right, and let's move this bucket cup right here. There we go. Now we can cut that up. Perfect.
All right. So we've got 3 different kinds of sausage here. We make 3 different kinds each week. I'm going to slice them all, and then we'll talk about them here.
Perfect.
So
that looks awesome when you're slicing that.
He's very particular in how he cuts it.
That stuff smells so good.
As soon as the casing pops, you can smell it.
Let's set him up here. Perfect.
Imagine like being right beside him an entire 4-hour shift, just like smelling it.
Okay, then we're going to do this. We'll leave that right here. We can talk about it. They're perfect. All right.
So every week we make our Jalapeno Havarti, which is this one. So if you look inside here, it's got jalapenos, Havarti cheese in there.
Wow, it looks like it's coming out right there.
Yeah, you can just see if
wow.
you squeeze it, it'll start dripping juice,
That's awesome.
So that's been the fan favorite is the Jalapeno Havarti. It used to be a rotational one, but it got requested so much that we were like, that's got to stay on the menu,
right.
So this one is another standard on our menu, which is our beefy Texan. So it's got pickled mustard seeds in there. So it's kind of
it's got pickled mustard seeds.
It's kind of our take on a hot gut sausage, which is kind of popular in Central Texas.
Right.
But it's more beefy than all the other ones. It's got a little bit of beef heart in there as well to give you some of that just stronger beef flavor. And it doesn't have cheese. So this is one, we got a bunch of people that would say, hey, do you have anything that doesn't have cheese? And so we wanted to offer that.
Is that very often?
Actually, yeah.
It's surprising. That's because people love cheese now.
Yeah.
Cheese is a huge condiment.
Yeah. For me, I'm like, why wouldn't we put cheese in our sausage?
Cheese makes life better, doesn't it?
I agree.
but we got to listen to our customers, and this is
a lot of kids like that one too because there's no heat to it.
Yeah.
It's very savory and flavorful, but it's not spicy.
In my world, if I bring something to Janet and have cheese on, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Really? Yeah.
Cheese is the
we can
key
relate
in our
to
household.
that. We can relate to that.
So let me turn this closer to you here like this. Let's turn around a little bit. All right. So let's talk about that one.
This one is our
this looks phenomenal.
Monkeytown Fuego. So it's got Oaxaca cheese and fire roasted Fresno peppers in it.
Look at that.
So
that looks awesome.
That's one of my favorites.
It looks kind of like a checkerboard in there,
Yeah.
doesn't it? It's neat.
Yeah, for sure. And so that is the one that'll light you up a little bit. It's our spiciest sausage that we have.
Oh, it is. Okay.
And it's still not as spicy as we want it to be. I feel like we always try to make it a little spicier, and it never. And we're always like, it could be spicier. So yeah,
If we're gonna call it
we're
fuego,
trying-
we want
yeah.
it to have some heat to it that's recognizable,
But
and we get requests for that too.
We're careful to not light people up too much, because sometimes if something's too spicy, it kind of ruins the next several bites of whatever else you're trying to
Or
taste.
the whole meal.
Yeah.
Or the whole meal, because some people just, some people just can't do spice at all.
Yeah.
And then it ruins all their palate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Just
always
can't do it.
spice something up to your preference,
Sure.
but you can't take it out once it's
Yeah,
been
no.
added. And so
Yeah.
No. You see all these things on there now, all these guys, all this hot stuff, and their
Yeah.
faces getting red and sweating.
Yeah.
That's not what the average person wants to do. That's not an experience you want to have when someone comes to eat your barbecue,
exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Hacking and gagging over there in the corner.
Need some milk.
What'd you eat? I'm not going to eat that. I can see
Yeah.
that now. Or,
Yeah.
or somebody videoing and putting it on. It wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
So, what was the hardest thing for you to learn about? Because all these sausages look phenomenal. The sausage I've had at yours has been phenomenal. It's tasted great.
Yeah.
Lots of flavor with each bite. What was the hardest thing for you to learn with sausage? Did you just keep experimenting? What'd you do?
Yeah, almost I've probably made sausage almost every week for the past 2 years. And yeah, it's just a lot of technique, a lot of feel. We still mix everything by hand, when a lot of people that do sausage on a big scale will throw it in a big mixer and just, it gets 5 minutes in the mixer and then you pull it out. But we're still doing everything by hand. So even if I'm doing a 40-pound batch, I'm mixing everything by hand, and just there's kind of a feel that you got to go for.
Well,
and
it's
you
a
can
feel.
yeah. And you got the other main challenge is just keeping everything at the right temperature. So it takes a long time, because we got to grind a little bit, put it in the freezer, put it in the cooler for a little bit, grind some, and then there's kind of a process to making sure the meat stays cold while you're dealing with it and everything like that.
You
So that's
you
another
realize that a lot of the
process.
best, most talented chefs in the world do a lot of stuff still by hand.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's how it feels. They can feel the texture.
It's almost instinctual. Like
Yeah.
you know when it's ready.
And you watch it, and when you're doing something by hand, you can, and you're working with your hands, you can watch it turn and make sure everything's all together properly, and how the flavors come out. I mean, it's important. Every time I watch a show with Ramsey, even though he's a big TV guy, he tastes everything.
Yeah.
He tastes everything, and he beats that into your head. You got to taste it before it leaves.
Yeah.
The expo.
We're
You just
big
got
on that
to.
too.
Yeah.
And but a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
And you don't. The flavor, if the flavor's not consistent, they're not going to get it again.
Yeah.
Which is great.
For sure. So yeah, this is 3 of the 14 recipes that we have now. Yeah. So one is a rotational special each week. So the Jalapeno Havarti and the Beefy Texan are standard, and then this is our specialty for this week. And then next week it'll be something else. And yeah, we're
Do you
just gonna
sell out of
constantly
sausage every weekend?
Almost.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll
Yeah,
have a little bit of
usually.
jalapeno Havarti left, but that's only because we're making a ton, because
Yeah.
people
You don't
want
sell
it.
it, yeah.
And if we don't sell it all that day, or that shift, I'll put it in some foil and put a stick in it, make a kebab,
Yeah.
and then sell it around the trailer park, and the employees will buy it, or we'll
Yeah.
just give it to them to eat since they work hard too.
Hey, I just thought about something. How about a kebab with one piece sausage, one burn in, one piece of sausage, one burn in, one piece of sausage, one burn in.
I
in a
need it.
Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Now,
yeah.
hey, you know what? Not that you have time to do anything else, but I just
We
thought
always
of it.
make time. We do.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
kind of touching back on what you were saying with tasting everything. Whenever he first was dabbling in these new recipes, like he felt comfortable with the recipes. We had the 3 or 4 that he had, but when he started expanding to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different sausages, he would make it batch, and if it wasn't up to his standard, if it wasn't how he was expecting, we didn't serve it. We'd advertise it for that week, and he didn't feel comfortable with it. We said, hey, sorry, it wasn't up to our standards. And
Yeah.
so we had a lot of trial and error, and that's what helped him develop the perfect recipe,
Right.
because later
Yeah, me and Thomas we would make the sausage for the week over the past year or so, and we would always make like a little batch of something that we're testing and working on. So it was almost always not only just what we're making for this weekend, but we're we were always planning for the future, So
Test kitchen. Every
yeah, no,
week.
we've got 3 different kinds of chicken sausage, and that's something that a lot of people aren't doing. And we've got our chicken sausages down really, really well now, and so it's definitely a huge point of pride for us because we put so much effort into it. I mean, it takes almost all of Wednesday is just sausage day. I mean, I'm up there on Tuesday prepping the sausage just so we can spend all day on Wednesday just making it. And so that's when, it's just, it could be a lot easier if we just bought it frozen and it came in, but
like
you know
not
what?
even-
That's not the passion that's behind making that sausage.
yeah.
And that's why it's the way it is.
Yeah.
So I've watched y'all work. I've watched y'all for a while now, and I watch you work, and I see your stuff you post on social media. I guess what's made y'all so successful is your mutual respect for each other. Maybe is that your your work ethic, but obviously the way you treat each other. Because working in a space that close with each other, it's hard if you don't.
I never get tired of being around him.
And that's great.
So.
And 4 kids.
Yeah.
Listen,
that's my break, going to work and hanging out with Dayne.
I thought you had 1.
Oh, no.
And so when you got out of the truck today, I was like, why is she driving? I talked to myself, why is she driving such a big truck?
I have a million kids
I didn't
carry
and
around.
You looked at me, she said, I have 4 kids. And I said, 4 kids? Yeah. I had no idea. I've never seen. I've seen you with. I've seen lots of pictures, but I've just never. I don't think I've ever put together all the kids. I didn't think they were yours.
Catch us on a good day. They're up there with us. Like, we create a little kids space for them with the canopy and their little tables, and they'll sit out there and eat barbecue and color and play frisbee with the dog, and it's a family affair. It really is.
Oh, they're all pretty close in age.
Yeah. Our oldest is 11. Our twins are 10, and then the youngest Jake, he's 7 months yesterday.
So guess what? You got a barbecue crew.
Yeah, we know.
You'll be able to have a second trailer.
For sure.
We're ready.
The crew.
No, we're already training.
You might make a good TV show out of that.
Yeah.
Think about that. About
we
6 years from
We've
now,
talked about
pitch
it.
it to TLC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dayne's Barbecue. A family affair.
Yeah.
There used to be a show called A Family Affair. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the difficult things is just growing this business and then managing all the family life and everything. And that's one thing that has been heavy on my heart, just like trying to figure out how to be enough for the business and be enough for the family.
Being closed on Sundays, that's an awesome idea. That really is, because if you're closed on Sunday, then you can spend more days together, which is awesome.
Yeah. So, right now we're only closed the last Sunday of the month. So we're open the first, but then eventually the plan is to hire a staff where we can be open every Sunday, but we don't necessarily have to be there the entire time, and we want to be able to offer maybe a brunch, kind of barbecue brunch on Sundays, but then still reserve that time for us to spend with our kids.
You need to get Brian to sell mimosas like a mimosa barrel or something.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I mean,
we've talked about it.
Okay, because that's a huge deal.
Oh yeah.
I mean, bottle of mimosa, that's a huge deal. Yeah.
That's our plan. Right now, we have the last Sunday off for family time. So the last Sunday we're closed, but eventually we're going to transition that to being a brunch day. So we'll do the mimosas and we'll throw pancakes in with some bacon brisket, and maybe we'll do one of our berry Gouda sausages dipped in like some pancake batter, like the corn dog style or something.
You're killing me with the sausage deal, man. I want to call you the sausage man.
We're definitely putting a good amount of effort into it, compared to a lot of places for sure. Just as far as the amount of recipes we're creating and making 3 different kinds each week. It's
kind of fun being like, okay, what's the special of the week?
No, I'm sure. You know what though? You know what? By doing this too, though, you keep it interesting, and you keep it creative.
Yeah, there's a new aspect.
Yeah, you keep it vibrant, you keep it creative, and some of the flavors are going to be vivacious, and it's a good deal to have.
Yeah.
Man, listen, I really appreciate y'all coming today. It's been fun, and this thing will be played over and over again. People are going to love watching it, and it's just fantastic. It's Dayne's Craft Barbecue, right?
Yep.
All the social media handles.
Yep.
So,
Dayne TX BBQ.
Dayne TX BBQ.
Yeah.
Don't. You might type in Sausage Man on the Google, and he might come up. But it's Dayne's Craft Barbecue TX.com, right?
Yeah.
And then all your social media handles just Dayne
TX BBQ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Good. I really appreciate it.
Thank
you so much for having us.
I loved it. And
we had a blast.
I can't wait to come by and try some of these sausages.
Let us know.
Actually, are these going home?
Those are yours.
Yeah,
those are
that's
yours.
good. Y'all can't have any of it.
I haven't had breakfast yet, and I was thinking about digging in.
These guys in the box in there, they're vultures. They'll be all over. If I don't tell them to stay on, they'll be all over it. People come from the downstairs studios, come up, what? They smell it. What's that? What? Back off! I'm gonna get a paddle, a barbecue paddle. Get off my food.
You need one of those covers to put.
Yeah. So y'all go by and see them. They're open. Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. But the last Sunday you're closed.
Yeah.
They're at Lola's. I always say Lola's bar, but they're Lola's Trailer Park, which is just right behind the bar. They got parking. They got music. Got a vibrant atmosphere. It's really fun.
Dog friendly, kid
friendly. Outside, it's just
Shade.
it's
Lots
shade.
of shade.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. Oh yeah, he does have shade now.
Yeah,
he built that
Yeah.
new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
really
forgot.
nice.
That's a
over there
huge
now.
difference.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
game changer.
It is.
It really has been.
The sun used to beat down on that area. But now
that's
it's
why
all
I would always
covered.
go up on that deal. You know where the cover was because it's just too hot.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. He built that, and then he built an additional deck for
Yeah.
sitting. So, and that's also shaded. So he's got it going on up there, and we feel very blessed to be there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And man, let's pitch Lola's a little bit. Lola's, lots of music. If y'all know where Lola's is, it's Lola's Bar and Grill. Lola's Bar, and then Lola's Trailer Park. And he's got lots of live music. He does two different kinds of. He does genre in front and different genre in the back. Correct?
Yeah.
Most times.
The saloon,
Yeah.
I think, is
They're about to reopen the saloon here
Okay.
soon. But they're really just a home for musicians.
Yeah.
They're supporting the
Local
music
Yeah.
scene, and they're not going to be like, well, you're not this type of music, so we don't want you here. They're
Yeah.
like, hey, you're passionate about what you're doing, and you're making good music. Like, come on out. Yeah, we've got a place for you.
Awesome.
So
I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
thank you
Can't
so
wait
much.
for y'all to see what y'all are going to do next.
Absolutely.
More sausage, obviously.
Yeah,
Always,
more
always
sausage,
more
and yeah, we're planning on just scaling up and being permanent
Awesome.
here in Fort Worth.
Thank y'all so much. Next week,